So Travis, let's talk about the fourth of the four competencies and the second of the social competencies, which is relationship management. And I think you mentioned this is a combination of the previous three. Talk more about what it means.
Well, relationship management is really about putting the good of the relationship first. And this often involves putting your emotional crutches aside. Relationship management is very easy to do with, let's say, the customer that spends a lot of money that we get along with, the person on the leadership team that is the buddy that we golf with, or that we both like jet skiing, or we have some kind of common interest. It's harder to do with those people that you don't quite get along with, those people who are very different from yourself. Oftentimes they have a different personality, so they have different motivations. So if you want to be an effective relationship manager, you need to be focused on the quality of the relationship. And oftentimes that requires you to put your own emotions aside and focus more on the other person. Understand where they're coming from and use that awareness to manage how you interact with them. Oftentimes, understanding where they're coming from involves understanding how they tend to rub you wrong or rub you raw, and being able to manage that and respond to that for the good of the relationship. The thing that we see people doing here when relationship management is not present is they win the battle to lose the war. So you find people who, in this specific argument or in this specific interaction, they find that moment to throw that barb to show that they're right, and it really erodes the overall quality of the relationship. So that's a big thing that people need to resist when it comes to relationship management, is that whole win the battle to lose the war mentality, and understanding that you're doing that when you get mired in those specific interactions and you lose sight of the greater good of the relationship.
So I'm reminded that it's figuring out how to add value to the conversation, add value to the relationship, versus figuring out how to be right in whatever interaction. Is that close?
Absolutely, and it's also just recognizing those moments when what you're doing doesn't serve the greater good of the relationship, and so you need to bite your tongue, or you need to not inject your idea, or you need to allow this person to do this or that, because you know that it's going to serve the quality of the most important thing, which is your working relationship across time.
So talk about relationship management as it might relate to an entire organization, which to me seems like it would sum up the organizational culture. Is the culture of an organization really just the web of relationship management and the people involved in it?
It is, and I think the biggest obstacle to that is silos. When you have siloing going on, you're basically letting groups in an organization put their needs ahead of the greater good of the organization. So when you're in sales and you are frustrated with engineering because they don't seem to have the same goals, you need to find ways as a leader to break down those silos and get everyone working together just in their mentality and in their sense that we're all working on the same goal. So relationship management is something that absolutely permeates organizations, and I see silos being the biggest barrier to that.